Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to be going over a lot of the Season 22 changes and what the best Season 22 changes are that you need to know. So to start off with, I'm going to go over some of my favorites. So we have all of the flinch changes, and man, they are so nice. I really have been having a great time with it. It's super nice. So the main thing with the flinch is it has been removed from all weapons and the majority of abilities. Damage from ring steel does incur flinch, however. So basically what that means is when you're getting shot at, your view's not going to keep going, like up or like everywhere, really. Which is really nice. I am a huge fan of that. So that has made it way easier. I kind of feel like I'm on God mode right now because of it. It's really great. So the other thing is, another one of the big changes has been aim assist. And so, I know this is a little bit controversial, but I have been pretty happy with those changes. It's honestly, so I'm an MK player. You didn't know that already. And I have played the occasional controller, and both my teammates are. And I have quite a few friends who are in comp that are a controller as well. And the main thing they have said to me has been, in terms of the aim assist nerf, has been that it doesn't, like, it did take them a second to change, but it hasn't really been affecting them too much. They say because, they've been practicing, and they practice in R5 all the time. And so they said that the majority of it was just getting used to it a little bit, and then and then they were doing okay. But it did take them a couple hours, is what they said, to get used to the aim assist. The nice thing from my perspective has been that I don't feel like there's a lot of situations where I'm dying to someone who's got, like, crazy bot movement, where they're just kind of like this, walking around, like, what the heck just happened to me? You're like, what the heck? You're crazy. And that's been nice. So, the aim assist reductions, if you're just on console and you're not in high performance mode, you have an 18% decrease in aim assist. If you have performance mode on, you have a 22% decrease in aim assist, and if you're on PC, you have a 25% decrease in aim assist. So those are your aim assist values, and it's just going lower all the way down to like 0.3. So that happened, which I think is pretty cool. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. So we're going to go over some of the gun changes, because I feel like there's a lot of really, really good gun changes that I am a big fan of. And the first thing we're kind of going to go over is Akimbo, because I'm sure everyone wants to hear about that right now. In my opinion, the P20 Akimbo are the best Akimbos, but in my opinion. I feel like the Mozams are a little weak off rip, so if you get the P20, you use them pretty well. They're pretty good. They, for the most part, just... they fry, honestly. They do so much damage that it's just like, it's a little hard to fight against. They're really good. I have had a little bit of a problem trying to find them, which, it is what it is. But eventually, it'll get a little easier. I think everyone's running them right now, which has been part of the problem. So the Akimbo Mozams, they are good, don't get me wrong. And they're going to be better than like an alternator or something like that if you find it on the ground. They're still pretty good. They are a little bit weaker than the P20s, but only by a little bit. And when you upgrade everything, it evens itself out. So over here, when you grab the shotgun bolt, it feels way better. So much better. Like, those ones just feel really good after that. But without a shotgun bolt, they kind of feel a little lacking. Whereas the P20, you don't even have to have attachments on it. And the other thing I really like about the Akimbos is these one times, because the thing is, so this is gonna sound silly, but I like having this attachment here still, so that if I need to switch at some point, let's say like I run out of ammo, or we are playing a long range game and I need to switch weapons, I can just go over here and I can be like, okay, well, I'm gonna grab this Spitty, and now I have my one times on. Or same thing for a 2 times, like for a 2 times on the Akimbos. And then when I switch to a different weapon, bam, 2 times. I'm really happy about that. That makes me super happy. I'm a big fan of that. But other than that, they're good. I like the design of this. It's a little different than what most games do for Akimbos, because most games do either your left or your right trigger on your controller or activate either weapon. and they're generally not full auto. However, on Apex, that's not the case. You just hit your left trigger, or your left mouse click button, and you just shoot. And if you zoom in, you get a little bit better accuracy on the P20s at least. I don't know if it's on the same one as it looks like it is, which is nice. I think this is a great idea, honestly. I'm a big fan of it. Very nice. So the next thing we're going to be going over are the LMGs. The LMGs got quite a bit of a change, and there's a lot going on here with them. So the biggest thing you need to know with this is when you hip fire, you get better accuracy. If you didn't notice beforehand, your actual crosshair, the thing right here, affects. Like, it's literally your accuracy. So even this is crazy. Like, this is really good. It's really good hip fire. There's a lot of trick a lot of pros would use, too. Is where they'll ADS and ADS, and for the most part, you get better movement speed out of it. And your first couple of bullets are accurate, but now with like an LMG, you can do that, and your gun's already accurate. Because it's not on how long you've been hip firing; it's on how long you've been shooting. Really nice. It really helps out because a lot of times with LMGs they have a lower 2DK, but they have crazy ammo. So you can easily, counter the movement speed delay as well, where you have less movement speed while ADS is like literally every other gun. So it does make them quite a bit stronger. And overall, I think that's a pretty quality change. I think this is a good change for the LMGs, and I think it should stay for a while. The thing I'm not a fan of is the gun shield. This is a little weird, but it's just, it gives you an extra 40 health. And when you ADS, you get it, right? It's like the gaming shield. And I don't mind it, I just don't know how I feel about other characters getting more health, because I think that really messes with a lot. I'm not a fan of Revenant, for example. I just think that the more health is crazy. You can do so much damage to a Revenant, and they just keep going. Because they have their ult. So I'm just not a fan of that. I don't like the idea of having those values too much. Just because it's messing with people's, like, I don't know if it's muscle memory or what it would be, or like, when they're thinking, right, when you're playing, you assume, you're like, oh, I saw 30 damage, that guy's dead, and then you just keep going, right? Or you calm to someone, hey, I did 200 to that guy, he's literally one, and you go out and it's like, oh, he's got one shield, and now I have to do more damage to beat him, right? Or he has a red shield, same thing. Not a fan of that. So, that's been interesting. The hop-up has not been that hard to find either. I've actually had a lot of luck with finding it, so that's been pretty cool. Yeah. So that's the LMG changes. Now, the next thing we're going to go over are some of the like changes in terms of like assault rifles and ammo count. So the alternator, the R301.
Oh, I should select an upgrade.
I think those are and the car all got a ammo buff. So they hold more ammo in every mag, and it's like 3 bullets per ammo, and it feels really good. The R301 just feels so nice to play on now, whereas before it was kind of like you couldn't one mag someone, or it really sucked. You didn't do a lot of damage. You do have to peek out longer, which is fine, but it's still not great. I do think it's still a little weak, but that's okay. Maybe if they add like one more bullet, it might be a little better. But I'm not sure. It feels really good as of now. They feel a lot more balanced than before. They kind of just sucked before. It was like, okay, you missed one bullet, and now you're screwed. Whereas if somebody had literally any other gun, they were going to kill you. The alternator, they removed disruptors, as you can see at the bottom right. And it is a little weak right now. I think it needs either a damage buff or a damage buff of some sorts. It has a lot of ammo. To be fair, it does have quite a bit of ammo, but it's just super weak compared to everything else. Not really a big fan of it. It just needs something. It needs a little love. And then that'd be pretty good. Because otherwise, why would you have it, right? Especially with the Kimbos in the game right now, it's like, what the heck's the point of the alternator? So yeah, not a big fan of this gun. It's just meh. And the car feels amazing. It's got tons of damage. I think that this is a really good for the car. It really needed it. It's kind of in a weird spot. It always has been with the R9 in the game, because the R9 gets much faster in damage per second, right? Whereas the car and the Volt are lower. The car's actually closer per second to the Volt than it is to the R9. So yeah. With the car going in the care package, or not car, sorry, R9 going in the care package, it's going to be a little better. So that'll be good. The R9, we're going to go over this since I just talked about it. Very, very runs out of ammo. But you can run it out pretty quick. To put it in perspective, let's turn off infinite ammo reloads. 200. You only have 200. So you got to be pretty sparing with this. Like if you miss a few bullets here and there. I don't think the R9 is as good as the Devo. The Devo is still better. Especially with the gun shield now, the Devo is really broken. It's like, damn, I get really fast fire rate. And I get a gun shield, more health, plus a faster TTK. Holy cow, it's crazy. Now, the Havoc, I'm a little upset about the Havoc. Because it didn't really get that strong of a nerf. The hipfire isn't, like, yeah, it's a nerf, but it wasn't great. I mean, it puts it more back into its assault rifle category rather than being like a submachine gun replacement. So I think that's a good thing, but it's not, it's still just so much damage. I mean, look at it. It's about the same time to kill as the armor panels. Like, it's very, very close. If someone surprise you, if you have an R9, I think you're still dead. Just, it's still really good. I think that it needed damage nerf rather than just the initial nerf for hipfire. It doesn't feel very good. So yeah, and especially with the nerfs to the Hemlock and the Flatline, where they both got damage nerfs, and the Hemlock also got a nerf to its delay. So when you shoot, there's more of a delay now. Which is okay, but again, it just kind of made the gap between the Havoc and the rest of the assault rifle guns bigger. It didn't really do much other than that. So Havoc will still be pretty good, or it'll still be in the game a lot more at least. So I don't know if we'll see the Hemlock as much. I think that it's a little less now. So, maybe people will switch to Nemesis, I'm not sure though. We'll see what happens with that. The other changes that have happened that are really cool are the PK and Mastiff changes. And man, I'm a huge fan of these because it just feels so nice. Keep in mind, I probably won't hit every shot, but out here, like, you can do so much damage out here. Like, if we just shoot at one of these targets, it's like 66. It's crazy. And this is just hipfire. Still doing, oh, there's an 11. So if we charge this too, there's 55, and we charge again. It's 55 again. I mean, that's crazy. That's a huge distance to be doing that much damage from. It's really good. Same thing with the Mastiff. Similar change. It's mostly to do with what they did is they removed a bullet and gave the other bullets more damage. So now they're more consistent, if that makes sense, because the bullet spread's tighter. There's not as many. So that's really nice. I think shotguns are very strong right now, and they're probably going to have a place in the meta for the first time in a long time, which we'll see. Depends after, I think that we'll need to see at least a week or so of playing on this. Until we know. But they feel way more consistent at range. I don't think I really had a problem with them close range. It was just the range. And they feel great. They really do. Some of the other cool changes that kind of just happened is you get highlighted now when you do damage to someone. So it won't show up on the dummies. However, like if I did this, for a split second they get highlighted. So you can actually track them through different like things that are happening. So like if someone were to ult you and you were shooting at someone, you can see the highlight between them. Now the highlight does not keep showing if they go into, like, so let's say somebody shoots at me, right? And I run behind this piece of cover, my highlight goes away instantly. You can't see me anymore. Here, it just completely goes away. So if there's any sort of cover that they can use and they go behind it, you can use. pick out. However, one thing I did notice is that damage numbers are following people now, if that makes sense. Notice how they follow the dummy now? The floating damage numbers? Very weird. But you can track the enemy's movements like behind walls and stuff with this. Because like if this dummy was straight behind the wall, you can track it still. Which is kind of cool. It's helped a lot in terms of following enemies and like seeing where they're going. I'm a pretty big fan of these changes. They're very nice. Visual clutter is a lot lower. Makes MK feel really nice. Yeah, those are pretty much the most important changes in terms of guns. There's more smaller ones that did get changed, but for the most part, those are the big things you should be remembering. Now, for Legends, my favorite change is definitely the Watson change. So she has a couple of perks now. So this perk here, you can, the ultimate as it's down, so if you take damage, it'll go away. And so I'm actually just going to show you what that one does. So we put this here. And let's say I took 75 HP damage, or not HP, of shield. And I go over to this Gen, and Gen's going to heal me, right? I'm going to grab some more nades. So we need them. So right here, this shows you how much life is in the Gen, like how much shield capacity it still has. So you can see this is going down, right? Once I get full healed, look, it goes back up. And it doesn't go back up slower either. It's like actually pretty quickly. This is crazy. This is a huge change for her. I mean, this is borderline infinite shield. So if you had, I actually use infinite shield. I don't know why I said borderline. If you were behind cover, right? If you're using Gen to peek some way, you're just standing on here, they can't shoot Gen. They can't nade you. And even if they do hurt you, you just sit here, you might heal a cell or two while you're getting, actually, let's see. I mean, what do they do? They can't push you. So you start getting healed instantly. You sell. You don't even need to pop 2 cells because you're just going to get healed all the way. And then you climb back up and you start shooting at your full health within, like, a second. It's a very, very, very good change. For all the zone teams playing, this will be huge because they get that perk and they just put the Gen once and they never have to put it again. They can keep their ultic cells and they don't have to keep using them, which is really good for zone teams. So, now the other change that happened, if I can find her, is the recharging faster. Now this is, I think, the same speed as Conduit, or if not faster. So what happens is when you select it, if you notice this color's a different color, so you can see if the Gen's the faster healing one or not if you need to break it, like if you're fighting a Watson. So if I go nade over here again, and then I go over here, watch how fast I heal. Look at that, that's crazy. That's insane. It's so much health. Like, you don't even need to pop a cell. By the time you pop a cell, you'll be full. So much health. The good thing is when you're walking up on teams and stuff, it doesn't reload, by the way. You can't have both. When you do walk up on a team, and you want to fight them, Watson can just pop a gem right there because she has faster ultic cell speed. So you just carry like 4 ultic cells and you just walk up on them. And you place them. It's really good. Huge change. The other change that happened, this is for all controller characters, not players, sorry, is you can remotely take away different nodes. So if you move to a different building or something like that, you can take away the nodes. The nice thing is I know this has happened to more people than just me. It's like if you played Rampart before, and like let's say you do crack this kid right there, like, oh I'm pushing, I crack this kid, and you go up and push this kid, and all of a sudden there's a team behind you, and you're like, oh crap, you can actually just take your shields away. And then you can start shooting at them because they're in the open thinking your shields are safe cover. That is so nice. It's gonna be, you're gonna have to watch out for that now. Make sure teams don't do that. That's gonna be a really, really huge change. It's very nice. Now, friendly caustic barrels also got changed, so they're all green on the bottom. So if they're green, you know, they're your friendlies. If they're red, they're your enemies. So that's majority of the controller changes. There's little ones here and there too. Now, some of the other changes that were pretty cool is Vantage's Sniper. Got a buff. It's ridiculous. So you do the 50 still, right? But then you do 125 per second one. It's crazy. If I could actually hit my head, that'd be nice. And you do 147 to the head. It is a crazy gun right now. She's gonna be so broken for like any players. She's crazy. And especially if the map, like, or even for ranked, if the map's on Storm Point. Holy cow. That's gonna be nuts. I mean, when it's on Storm Point, you're just gonna be able to snipe people across the map the whole game and do way too much damage. Huge change for Manage. She's gonna be very OP for a little while. At least that's my opinion. And that's kind of the majority of the changes that did happen, at least the big ones. There were a couple of little ones that happened too. And the last one I kind of want to talk about is the crypto cloaking. In my opinion, this should have been like the Titanfall cloak, where you're not fully invisible, you can still see the outline of the person. It almost looks like a mirror running around. You can see it, but it's just kind of like, this is fully invisible. Like, it's stupid. It's just really stupid. I'm not a fan of this. People are just gonna hide the whole game. Like, there's no point. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Season 22, as well as some of the things you should know. And, oh, I forgot about one thing. Hold on. So, this is really cool. The banner changes are awesome. I'm a huge fan of the banner changes. If this will eventually ever let me do this, I'm going to have to do this again. So, like, let's say there's a character that I don't play. Like, maybe I don't play Valk, okay? And I don't have any, like... This looks bad. This just looks bad. It doesn't look very good. What I can actually do is I can go to my trackers and I can go to art. And I have all of my art from all the trackers here. And you can change and put whatever you want, right? So, like, if I liked some of the... I don't know, let's say I liked this season. I can just put all of these in there and make them all match. So you can now make your banners actually look really nice, especially on characters that you don't play, or like if you've got cool art from characters you don't play, for example. Like, I don't play Valk very much, and maybe I like the Valk banner a lot, and so I go to Octane or something like that, and then I put on the Valk one, right? Like, I could just... You just do this, even though he's not Valk. It's really nice. And same thing for the stats. You can put whatever stats you want here. So if I, instead of Path of Health Regen, maybe I want to put in there, I don't know, Career Apex Kills or something. It'll just change, like, the stat tracker. It's really nice. It's a really cool addition. And yeah, those are my overall thoughts for the new season. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.